Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, everyone. How are we? I hope we are all okay, right? We had a good weekend and we're having a good start of the week, right? Thank you so much for taking time to join us. We're only two people on the call. Fumi, hi, Fumi. How are you? And Peggy, I hope you're well. So please take a minute to remind everyone who's not here to join the session. Please tell them we are live. We're starting the session in a few minutes. Please take a few minutes to remind everyone who's not here to join. All right. And I hope we had a good weekend. Hi, Tommy, Olua Tommy. I hope you're well. Okay. I hope we've all been okay. We had a good weekend and we're having a good start of the week. Personally, I'm well. I traveled over the weekend to another city. So it's like an 8-hour drive. Okay. But I'm back and I'm looking forward to a very productive week. And I hope you all are also looking forward to a productive week. Anthea, how are you? Good morning. Where are you joining us from? Francis, nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. Francis, Anthea, Oluwatomi, Peggy, Fumi. So if you're here with us, please feel free to say hi in the chat section, right? You can introduce yourself. It's a pleasure to be your trainer today. My name is Beryl Okwach. I'm a trainer with Impacta, and I'll be facilitating today's session. With me is Simplis Sikadi. I think you've met him before in previous trainings. He has taken some few trainings before. Simplis is my colleague at Impacta. Simplis is based in Cameroon, all right? And we all work together. And I think if he had to unmute himself and showcase his face, he would say that it's a pleasure to be here and have you all for this training. Okay. So before we even start, I think it's important to recognize that we're here courtesy of our partnership with this year ambassadors. And we are really grateful to ensure that we're imparting the necessary, digital skills and the knowledge to manipulate some digital tools to ensure that at the end of the day, you're achieving your business objectives, right? Thank you, Anthea from DCR Ambassadors, Maiduguri. Hi, Anthea. All right. So we are here courtesy of DCR Ambassadors, a partnership. And like I said, we're really grateful to have these sessions with you. Okay. Hopefully, you have been trying to put into practice what you've learned in the previous classes. You've looked at how to build your brand and sell online. How do you create your own brand reputation? How do you start with brand visibility? How do you understand your audience, your market? How do you fit into it? All right. Then you also looked at how to create your own digital marketing plan. So basically, it was an introduction to what digital marketing is and the different channels that make up digital marketing. We looked at search engine marketing, search engine optimization, social media marketing, display marketing, content marketing, and email marketing. All right. So hopefully you had the notes, you took notes or screenshots. All right. Then you also looked at using social media to grow your business. So that's on social media marketing, right? Then now our focus is on how to grow your sales with the Google business profile. I think this was mentioned when we talked about search engine optimization, all right? Because normally we say that the Google business profile is your local SEO. And we're going to look at what the Google business profile is. Okay. We are going to look at what the Google business profile is, what it's all about, how do you get started with creating your own profile. Okay. So a few more people have joined us. Igwe, Arike Designs, Gabriel, Angela. It's nice. It's so nice to have you on this call, have you attend the training session. So before we begin, I know we've all joined. So if you have liked the session so far and you appreciate the skills that you're getting from this training, you can hit the thumbs up button to like this session. So it's for me to know that you enjoy the sessions. So you can hit the thumbs up button. I'm looking at it. It's just below the screen. Hit the thumbs up button to like this session. I mean, if you also don't like the session, you can hit the thumbs down button. It's important that we get your feedback. All right. So let's do this. Let's do this. No one is liking the session. One person just did. Hit the thumbs up button to like the session. You can also click the bell icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel and then get notifications of future sessions. All right. There's only one person, two people who have liked the session. Okay. Three people. Thank you. I appreciate. At least I know you're taking notes and you're listening. All right. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I think now we'll get four people. That's nice. Thank you so much. Angela, I see you with your emoji. Thank you so much. All right. Olua Tommy, also see you. Thank you. I appreciate. The person who hit the fourth has revoked that like. You have revoked your like. Why? Okay. Okay, so let's get started. This is what we're going to look at today. So we're going to look at what is a Google Business Profile, how do you leverage on this profile to ensure that you're either increasing your awareness or your visibility, or if it's website traffic, what do you want to achieve, and how do you leverage on this tool? All right. So this class will basically cover what the Google Business Profile is about, its benefits, then the practical steps of setting up your own Google Business Profile account. All right. Then creating an attractive listing. It's fine, like you've already created your own account. How do you optimize that account? All right. That's the focus of this class. So let's get started with understanding what the Google Business Profile is. And I think before we even get to it, I would like to know and understand from your end, how do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? Currently, if you want to look for either a product or a service, how do you do that? How do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? How do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? Do you go to their social media? Do you go to Google to search for them? Okay. Do you visit the shops? How do you discover these new restaurants in your town? Personally, I mean, I prefer searching for things online. All right. Then, if I want to make a visit, I can still get the directions from online profiles. It's easier for me than having to just go out blindly and start walking along streets looking for things. So maybe you can tell me from your end how you get to discover the latest restaurants in your town. Feel free to drop your responses. So Simply is in the chat section, ensuring that he'll be responding to inquiries that you might be having. And I'm also here picking up any questions from you in the chat section. And also let's ensure that we have an interactive session. So you can let me know, how do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? How do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? Hi, Alhaji. Thank you so much for joining us. Ibrahim has also joined us, and Bridget. Thank you so much. Please drop your responses in the chat section. How do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? And I gave an example. You could decide to go to their social media. You could decide to go to Google. You could decide to, do walk-in visits. How do you do that? How do you do that? Ibrahim, Angela, we are quiet. We are very, 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 very quiet. Why? Please feel free to drop your responses. Fumi, are you still here? Peggy, Tommy, Anthea, Francis, Igwe, Arike Designs, Gabriel. I'm reading out your names so that you don't be quiet. How do you discover the latest restaurants in your town? I mean, If you don't understand the question, you can also let me know in the chat section. Maybe I can try to rephrase it for better understanding. Okay. So there's search on Google. All right. Peggy says she goes to Google and does the Google search. Francis, I simply use Google search. Angela, I'll type new restaurants near me. That's very smart of you because we're also looking at the search queries, the kind of keywords that people use to either look for a product or service. And this will take us back to SEO, all right? Search engine optimization, right? Because it's very important when you're running your SEO to understand the kind of keywords people are using to look for a product or service that you're offering. So you can use the same keywords for your content. All right. So thank you, Ibrahim. Any more responses? Any more responses? Any more responses before we move on? All right. Or we'll come back to pick the responses. So the first thing to understand first is when we want to look at the Google Business Profile. If you're looking at the definition of what the Google Business Profile is, it's a free tool that's offered by Google that helps you enhance your presence on search and maps. So when you talk about search, it could be regardless, it could be any search engine that you're using. It could be Microsoft Edge, it could be Mozilla, it could be Bing, yes, or it could be Chrome, Google Chrome. So that's what we mean by search. And then Google Maps, I think we all know what Google Maps is, but just to let you know, it's a web-based service that provides detailed information about geographical regions and sites around the world. All right. So if you have your location on Google Maps, it's easier for people to get directions to where exactly you're located, if at all they want to make any website visits. All right. So you're able to put your location on maps so people can navigate to exactly where you're located when need be. All right. And the most important thing, I mean, some of the benefits that you get from having your business in Google Maps is people get to identify where your business is. I'm able to know where Ibrahim's business is without having to call the number on the social media page. I tap out, I mean, if Ibrahim has his profile on Google Maps, I can just search for it online. All right. Then I get directions to where exactly his business is located. All right. Then it encourages people to visit your location or your website. All right. So when you're creating your profile, you get to include even your business details. What does your business do? All right. You link it with your website. So when I'm looking at your profile on Maps, if I want to learn more about your business, I can just click the website icon. I will be redirected to, okay? So you can see with the Google Business Profile or having your location on Maps, you get a chance to also increase your own website visits, all right? And then you're able to display your business with images. The same way you're doing posts on social media, you're making posts. It's Monday, good start of the week. It's the same way you should be making posts on your Google Business Profile. It's exactly the same way, all right? And I talked about what the Google Business Profile is. I said it's a free tool offered by Google that helps you manage how businesses appear on search and maps. Okay. And we're going to look at how. How does it enhance presence on search? Okay. How does it enhance your presence on maps? And I think I've talked about the benefits of having to have you, I mean, of setting up your location on Google Maps. All right. So why is it important? It's important that we also look at facts that back up why you would need to set up your own profile. Why? I can't just tell you, having a Google business profile is good for your business. Why is it important? You would want to ask me, why is it important? So you see that 97 of people learn more about a local company online than anywhere else. This takes us back to the responses that we were giving when I asked about how do you discover um, new businesses in your town. Okay, so we see that most people just use the search tool to discover companies online, to read about companies online. All right, so 97% of people learn more about a local company online. All right, people get to know about the existence of your business. And then 91% of adults use search engine to find information and contact details for a business. So this, you can also see This is true according to the responses that we gave in the chat section, right? Then 56% of actions on the Google My Business listings are website visits. Like I said, when you're creating your profile, you get to indicate what does your business do, right? Where are you located? What are your hours of operation? And then you can link your social media pages and your website with your Google business profile, right? So it's like a one-stop shop for your brand visibility. Then, because on the business profile, you're not listing too much information. If someone wants to learn more about your business, you've linked it to their website. When they click the website, they go directly. It redirects them direct to your website. So we find that most website visits, if you have a Google business profile, are actually redirections from the GMB. All right. And then 16% of businesses receive more than 100 calls each month just from Google My Business. And that's true, right? I don't have to, assuming I come to your profile and I feel like I don't have the time to go to your website, all your details are there. It's easy for me to just pick the number and call. All right. So from previous case studies, 16% of businesses receive more than 100 calls each month. All right. Just from my Google My Business. But that doesn't mean that when you create your or when you set up your own profile, that's the end of it. You have to be consistent. It has to be well optimized. And later on in this class, you're going to look at how to better optimize your profile, right? So some of the benefits that you get from, having your business on the Google business profile is you're able to show up on maps. All right. Remember, we said with the GMB, you're able to enhance your presence on search and maps. So when you create your profile, and when we're looking at the steps of creating a profile, you'll see how you can ensure that you input your location to be visible on maps. All right. Then you're able to build trust with customers. Remember, when you create your Google business profile, it has to be verified by Google. It has to be verified by Google. All right. So that means that Google does its due diligence. All right. If your business is not verified, that means that it's not a legit profile. All right. So Google does their own due diligence, and once they approve you, so any profiles that are visible on search have been approved by Google, have been verified by Google. All right. So that means they're legit businesses. So it helps you to build trust with your customers, right? And it teaches you more about your customers. There's the Google Business Profile Analytics. The same way there's the, if you have Instagram, you look at Instagram analytics to see the performance of your posts, the kind of people who interact with your posts. Or if you're on Facebook, there's the Facebook Business Manager. You're able to see the traction of your posts, right? You're able to see what people do when they come to your social media page and the kind of content they interact with. Okay, so you're able to learn about your customers' values, their interests, their preferences. It's the same thing with the Google Business Profile. So from the analytics, you're able to know these are the people who came to my profile. All right, if they're mostly ladies, their age, okay, you get to learn about their demographics, right? You also get to learn about their psychographics. That's their values and their interests. Do you understand? It's very important because, and then you also get to know the kind of content that they prefer to interact with. Sometimes you might be making email, static image posts, or you might be making video posts. You get to know that if I'm doing videos, most people like my video posts. All right. So I'm able to know that if I want traction and engagement, I probably need to post more video posts. All right. Then I'm able to know at what time I have most traffic to my profile. That will help me to determine when I can be making my posts. All right. Then you're able to know the people who came to my profile, what did they do? Did they go to my website? You get the number. Did they call me from my profile? You get the number. Or when they came to my profile, how did they find my profile? Did they search with my business name? Or what kind of keywords they used? All right. What keywords did they use to come to my profile? So I can pick those keywords, all right, then try to incorporate it on the content to optimize my keywords. All right. So that also helps to boost your ranking, right, on the search engine. Then it helps you to increase traffic. I've talked about linking it to their social media pages and your website. And when people get redirected, you get traffic, right? Then you also get ahead of your competitor. When you're looking at the Google business, I mean, the Google My Business Analytics, once you identify your customers' interest, you learn about your customers, right? You're able to know or tweak the strategies that you use on your profile to better suit how you can achieve your business objectives, right? So it helps you to get ahead of your competitors. And I hope we are together up to that point. Do I have any questions? Do I have any questions so far? Do I have any questions so far? I actually understand that we have done this topic before. I'm sorry. I'm getting to understand that we've done this topic before. You can let me know in the chat section. Okay, okay, okay. I get to understand that we've done this topic before. Mm-hmm. Do we continue with this or just hold on? Please just hold on. Okay. All right. I think what we'll do, okay, so we've looked at the Google business profile. So basically, it was a refresher, all right? So it was more or less a refresher of what we covered in the last class, all right? So I think it was more or less a refresher of what we had covered in the last class, all right? So our focus today will be on I think using data and insights to grow your business. So what we looked at, I've seen someone in the chat section mention that recap. So technically, we've talked about what the Google business profile is, and this is what you had covered in the last class. All right. What are the benefits? How do you ensure that you put your business on the Google business profile? How do you ensure that? I mean, what are some of the benefits from having your business on map, and what are some of the benefits from having your business on the Google My Business profile? All right. That was the topic that you had covered in the last class, all right? So probably let's go back to today's topic. Just give me a second. Okay. Mm. So this is a correct topic for today. You can pardon me, please. Slideshow. Okay. So before we move on, are we together? Before we move on, are we together? Before we move on, are we together? Let me see if I've picked everything. Good morning. Hi, Jafet. Hi. All right. Yes, we have. Thank you, Angela, for that clarification. Thank you. So I think probably so that we don't get to repeat what we talked about. Thank you, Peggy, for that. Let's move on to today's topic. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you. So for those who are joining us, I mean, you're lucky. We are actually starting the session right now. Okay. And the focus of today's, I mean, the aim after this class, you're going to look at what is data and insights, the importance of data and insights. Why is it important to look at data? All right. Data source, understanding the right questions to ask. All right. and then tools for data and insights, depending on the kind of platforms that you're using, then data analysis and presentation. Now, that's what we're going to cover today. Now, it's very important. So when we say using data and insights, what is data? What is data? All right. So these are facts or information used usually to calculate, analyze, or plan something. So I want to come up maybe with a digital marketing plan, or I have a digital marketing strategy. All right. I already have it. I already have things I've put into place. All right. To achieve my business objectives. So how do I collect data from these tools, analyze this data to make sure that I'm making the correct business decisions in regards to my marketing? All right. So that's data. And then insights is being able to see or understand something clearly. So I've taken my data, I've analyzed my data. All right. I'm presenting my data right now. All right. So what are some of the insights, all right, that I'm getting from this data? Do you understand? So that's the difference between data and insights. Now, have you ever used data to get insights about anything personal or business? You can let me know in the chat section. Have you ever, I mean, if you either have a website or a Google business profile, which is something that we've just talked about right now, have we ever used data from these platforms to make to get insights about anything personal or your business? You can let me know. Hi, Blessing. So please drop your comments in the chat section. Have you ever? Thank you, Ige. Thank you, Igwe. I'm so happy. So, this is the kind of communication that I like. I might be a little bit confused, so I'm going to talk about what we looked at in the last class. I didn't realize that we had already gone over that. So now we've moved on to today's topic, which is using data and insights. Now you can let me know. Have you ever used data to get insights about anything personal? Have you ever used data to get insights about anything personal or business? If your answer is no, Beryl, I have not used data before. I've never taken time to get insights. All right, you can also let me know. It could be a yes or a no. So there's no wrong or right answer in this class. Okay. So please let me know. Please let me know. Yes, Fumi says yes. What kind of data, if you don't mind? Angela also says yes. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you, Angie. I can call you Angie. Is that okay? Thank you, Fumi and Angie. Thank you so, so much. Have you ever used data? It's only two people. Remember, I said you can even tell me no if you've never. Thank you, Japheth. Thank you, Japheth, for that honest answer. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Japheth. Thank you. All right. Okay. So as we're dropping our responses, we can also move on to the next slide. What do you stand to benefit? All right. What do you stand to benefit? We want you to look at data to make better marketing decisions. What do you stand to benefit? What's the importance, right? First, you're able to find new customers. How are you able to find new customers? You're able to understand this is what people actually like. These are the interests of people, all right? So I can use this information. These are the pain points that these customers are experiencing, the customers that I'm targeting. These are their pain points, okay? So if I position my business as a solution to this pain point, I might be able to get new customers, all right? So I'll be able to retain my old customers and I'll still be able to reach out to new customers. So first thing, you're able to find new customers, all right, because you understand what their interests are, all right? Or if you're looking at when you're looking at data, you understand this is my audience's customer journey, all right? So when you're looking at the customer journey funnel, there's awareness, then interest, evaluation, um, engagement, and conversion, all right? So I get to understand most of the clients are stuck at the evaluation stage in their customer journey. So what can I do to ensure that I'm moving them down the funnel to engagement and to conversion? All right. So you're able to find new customers, then you're able to increase customer retention. I've just talked about this when I was talking about finding new customers. When you understand your customers' interests, you know how to cater to those needs, right? So you get to know how to retain new customers, to improve your customer service because you're getting information, you're getting feedback on what you can do better, right? Then you make better marketing decisions, all right? Better managing marketing efforts. Because I know that this is what I've been doing on my social media pages. I've been posting in the morning, all right? All my posts, when I open my business, that's the first thing I do. I make posts, all right? And then in the evening, when I'm closing my business, I also make posts, all right? But when I make posts in the morning, I get like 2 or 3 likes or 4 likes. But when I make posts in the evening, I get like 20 likes, 30 likes, right? So it doesn't make sense to be focusing my efforts on posting in the morning when it's not giving me the traction that I need, right? So you get to tweak marketing, your marketing efforts, and you're able to track your social media interaction. All right. This just takes us to what I've just mentioned. You're able to track the kind of interaction you're getting on your posts. If you're using different types of content, if it is videos, infographics, blogs, images, you're able to know how people interact with those posts. All right. Then you're also able to predict sales trends. All right. So when you're using tools like Google Trends, all right, you're able to understand that you get data about the interest of people over time. You get data about the interest of people over time. You get data about when the peak time for when people look for something, all right, and the downtime for it. So you're able to know maybe I need to restock at these times of the year because the demand at this point is usually very high, all right? So you're also able to predict sales trends, all right? I think I've broken this down. I've really broken this down when we were on this previous slide. All right. So you're able to know how to better position your business as a solution to customer pain points. All right. You're able to know if I place myself out there like as a solution to this challenge, then I might be able to attract new customers. I've looked at my customer journey funnel and I've seen that maybe they get stuck at interest or evaluation stage, and that's not helping me as a business. I need them to make an action that will be valuable to my business. All right. So you're able to know the strategies that you can put in place to propel your customers down the journey funnel. All right. Then we've also looked at customer retention. All right. Because you don't want to be making one-off sales, right? Then Beryl has come and bought from you and that's it. She'll never come back again. All right. So you're able to know how to satisfy your customers' needs. If there's any follow-up that you need to do with your customers, what can you do if there are any offers or discounts that you can offer to them to make them stay, or a referral program, things like that, to ensure that you retain the customers that you get. We've also talked about customer service. You get feedback from clients. They come to your page and say, I was served there last week. I did like the kind of service that I was given. So you get to them, negative feedback is also good feedback. Negative feedback is also good feedback, right? So you're able to understand their complaints. If they're legit complaints, what can you do better? All right. You get feedbacks. It's also important that you encourage your clients to drop reviews. All right. If it is on your Google business profile, you covered this in the last class. If it is on your Facebook, all right, have them drop reviews, right? Especially the Google business profile, it helps you with your star rating. So if I come to your profile and I see the star rating on the Google business profile is usually a 1 to 5, one being the lowest, 5 being the highest. If I come to your profile, all right, the more people drop reviews, the it actually increases your rating. All right. So I come to your profile and I see you have like a 4-star rating or a 4 point star rating. And then I go to your competitor, they have a 1-star rating or 2-star rating, right? Then they really have so many negative reviews on their posts, all right? Then I'll be like, I'm not going to interact with this business with the little rating because I have confidence in the one with the 4 point star rating, looking at the kind of reviews they're getting from their clients, all right? So it's always process improvement. You're able to improve your customer service. then you make better marketing decisions, right? And I talked about, and I gave an example in terms of making posts in the morning and evening. Then I figure out the evening posts have more traction. There's no point in me to be making posts in the morning, because it's not a matter of just posting for the sake of posting, all right? You're posting to see what is the outcome of that post. It's not just for the sake of, all right? So you're able to make better marketing decisions, you're able to track your social media interactions. I give an example of, in case you're doing static images or videos, or infographics, you're doing blogs, how are people interacting with that post, all right? Then last week I did a post on maybe you've decided to be doing blog posts every 2 weeks, all right? So you write about different types of content, but you find that maybe you're a restaurant. The time where you post about recipes, right? You find that you have a lot of traffic and engagement on such posts, all right? Then you can decide, you know what? So I can have recipe as one of my content pillars, all right, or my content themes. Then I can decide to be posting maybe recipes every week, because I'm getting traction from that. So remember, the more people engage with you, the highly likely they are to convert with you. All right. Then I've also talked about sales trends. All right. And I gave an example. You're able to know. So I manage my social media from, maybe I've had my social media account for 3 years, right? So I'm able to know at one point, maybe I'm selling clothes, right? I'm a business selling clothes, right? Then I'm able to see all types of clothes, if it's winter clothing, summer clothing, all types of clothes, right? So I'm able to know the demand for winter clothing is usually high at this time of the year, all right? So I'm able to predict when to stock up, when not to stock up, the kind of products that are on demand, right? So you're able to know this is what people are looking for right now. Is it something that I can provide for these people right now? All right. And then you're able to also predict. When you're talking about predict, you're looking at future, in the future. So if I'm making my plan for next year, all right, what do I need to do? All right. When do I need to stock up? What kind of products will people be looking for at this time of the year? Right. So I think I will be taking any questions at this point. Is that okay? I will be taking questions at this point. Do I have any questions so far? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? If you have a question, please let me know. If you need me to repeat anything, you can also let me know. I would like us to be together by the time we are ending this class. All right? Do I have any questions? If we are together, you can tell me, yes, we are together. If there are no questions, you can tell me, no, we have no questions. If you have a question, feel free to drop your question in the chat section. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? So when you're having trainings, normally, I think the concept of silence means consent does not apply in trainings. Or the concept of silence means consent does not apply in trainings. It's very important that we get um, feedback from you. So blessing as us, please can we have this lecture material sent to an email at the end of the program? So unfortunately, we don't share the slides, all right? It's a policy that we have. We do not share the slides, right? That's why it's important that you're ensuring that you're taking notes. But the advantage of it is the same link that you joined this session with, you can always use the same link to access the recording. Okay? You can always use the same link to access the recording of today's session. All right? So no slides, but access to the recording. Right? So win-win for everyone. Thank you, Angela, for your feedback. No questions for now. Any other person? If you have a question, you can let me know. If not, Angela said she does not have any questions, so that's also good by me. Any question? Any more question? All right. So we can move on. I think I'll take Angela's cue, Angela's comment as my cue to move on. And I hope that's okay with all of you. All right. Then the next thing is now this part of the session is going to focus on the steps that you can take. Now the practical steps. So now it's not uh, so this session is now a bit more practical, right? You get to understand the right questions to ask, right? I want to collect data about this and this and this. How do I get started with that? So understanding the right questions to ask, and you're going to look at there's a formula, quote unquote, all right, that you can use to know how to formulate the questions to ask, collect data. All right. Then that's identifying the tools. Then what tools can you use to collect those data? And then analyzing that data. It's very important that this is the data that I've collected. All right. Maybe I ran a survey and whatever. I need to analyze this data to know. All right. So, on understanding the right questions to ask, you need to ask yourself, what questions do you ask about your target customer, right? What question do you ask about your target customer, all right? What kind of questions do you think you need to ask to your target customer? What questions do you think you need to ask about your target customer? Is it what challenges are they going through? What do they like about your product? What is their feedback on your customer service? That's just an example. What are some of the questions that you would like to know from your target customers? What are some of the questions? Now, that's my question to you. All right. Two slides back, I asked you to ask a question. So now I'm asking you a question. What question do you think? I mean, what kind of questions do you think you need to ask your clients? What kind of questions do you think you need to ask your clients? If it is, are they satisfied with your product or service, right? What do you think? Um, you know, what ideas do they have that you can put in place to increase your customer service? Things like that. Any response? Any response? Thank you, Alhaji. Does the Google business profile creation need any subscription like a website? No, no, it does not. It's free to create. There's no subscription. Everything is free. And the best advantage with the Google business profile is if you've never had a domain name, all right, and you don't have a website, you get, when you're creating the profile, you get templates, all right, that you can customize to your liking and input your business details, and you get a free website alongside it. That's the benefit of the Google business profile. Okay. Thank you, Alhaji, for that question. All right. So we'll move on now. Understanding the right questions to ask. The first thing you need to ask yourself, all right? What is my objective? What do I want to achieve? What are the goals for my business, right? What question do I need to address? All right. That's on now the challenge. What challenges are my clients encountering, right? Then where do I get the information? Where do I get the needed information? All right. I want to understand the challenges that my clients are experiencing, but how can I get that information? All right. From my clients, obviously, but where do I get my clients? All right. Where do I get my clients to ask them this question? How can I um, what tools can I use to ensure that I get this information, right? Then at the end of the day, which is the most important thing, what do I do with this information? Because I'm not just collecting information for the sake of creating information so that I can say, yeah, I had a survey with my clients and I understood this is their challenge. Okay, and then so, all right, it's very important to know what you want to do with that information, right? Some of, and these are just examples of some objectives that you can have. So it could be you want to tell more people about your business, or you want to sell more of your product or service. You want to identify your most valuable customers, or you want to find new ways to engage with your previous clients. These are just examples of objectives that you can have. It could be more than this. All right. And then now you want to formulate your questions. All right. So you're looking at the RIN acronym. The RIN acronym actually helps you and gives you a guide, right? It's like a guide on the kind of questions you want to ask. All right. So we're looking at my objective is to increase my reach. All right. My objective is to increase my reach. Remember, step one is understanding your business objective. So my objective is to increase my reach. Right. So the question I need to ask is, who is my target audience? Who am I targeting? Who do I want to target? And how do I reach them online? Where can I find them? All right. How do I reach out to them? Then my objective is to increase engagement. All right. So I need to ask myself, I've found these people. All right. I know the kind of platforms that they use. All right. But are they finding what they need on those platforms? Are they finding what they need on those platforms? Then I want to ensure that my clients are making the actions that are valuable to my business. That's the activate, all right? Are they taking these actions or are they just coming to my page and that's it? Are they taking actions that I consider valuable to my business, right? Then on nurturing, I don't want to just be making one-off sales. So am I retaining my customers? Aside from getting new clients, am I retaining my old clients? So those are some of the things that you need to ask yourself. And then where can you get this information? These are the questions that I have, and I want to formulate a plan from this insight. The data, I want to formulate a plan from the insights I get from this data, right? Where do I get data? Where do I get responses to these questions? The first thing, you can use your social media platforms. All right, you can decide to use your social media platforms. Look at your Facebook business manager, your Instagram analytics, LinkedIn analytics, GMB analytics. All right, to get that information. Or you can decide to run customer surveys and feedbacks. So there's a Google Forms, right? You can go to Google, and it's a free tool also by Google. You create a survey on Google Forms, then you post this either on your social media platform or you send it as emails to your clients. All right. Then they fill in the form. All right. It could be anonymous. All right. Or they could drop their details. I mean, and I would encourage that you collect emails from the survey forms because you can use the emails. These are people now, I mean, who already, the fact that they filled your form, it means they have an interest in what you're offering. So you can always email them later if you want to get into email marketing. So you need to prepare customer surveys and feedback, and then you can use online analytics platforms. If you have a website, you can use Google Analytics to collect that information, all right? And you're going to look at that, all right? So examples of different data sources, I've talked about the social channels, your social media pages, your website, and you can use Google Analytics. Paid search. Paid search is, I decided to run search engine optimization, right? So remember, SEM is when you actually pay to appear at the top of the search engine results page, all right? So when I'm running Google ads, this is the ad that I had online, all right? I'm able to track from this ad, I got this website visits. From this ad, these are the conversions that I got. From this ad, these are the leads that I got, depending on the kind of objective that I picked when I was running the ad. Right. So I'm able to get, I'm able to get how well my ad performed from Google Ads. All right. So there's the Google Ads where I can get analytics from how my ad performed. All right. And then there's organic search. All right. When I go to the search engine, all right, I'm able to get information from the search engine platform. All right. So I'm able to know whether the SEO is working, what keywords people are using. You can actually do your keyword research from Google search as well. All right. Then what do you do with that information? Remember, we said this is the most important thing. I've collected this data. I've used these tools. I've understood where my audiences are. All right. Then I've collected this data, but what can I do with it? I'm not just sitting with it. All right. The first thing, you choose the right visualization technique. All right. You want to present this data. So you can't do it in the form of just words, theories, all right? It needs to be graphical, all right? So assuming I'm looking at the trends over time of the products or service that I'm offering, I can represent it as a graph, all right? So I can look at January, February, March, April. So I can see maybe in May the graph spiked, all right? Then in August we had low sales, all right? So you have to choose the right visualization technique. You can also use infographics. Infographics is basically the use of graphics to present your data. So you're not just using words, right? So it's a summary, all right? Using graphs, right? It could be line graphs, it could be bar graphs, it could be pie charts, graphs representing your data, all right? Then identifying the key metrics and key performance indicators, all right? What are my metrics, all right? This is what I wanted initially, all right? So what are my KPIs? That's the key performance indicators that show that I reached this, all right? So it means that I've achieved this objective, all right? So you get to identify your key metrics and key performance indicators, all right? Then regularly update and monitor visualizations to reflect the most recent data. I mean, the best thing with tools like the Facebook Business Manager, it can give you the information in graphs. It can summarize your information in graphs, right? And it's the same thing with the Google Analytics. You can get summarized data in forms of graphs, all right? So that's the best thing with these tools, all right? Then if your business operates across different geographical locations, you can consider visualizing data on maps, all right? That takes you to your Google business profile, all right? You're able to visualize the data that you collect using graphs, all right? Or whichever form of graph that you want to use. Remember, we are also human beings are also very visual, all right? So if I'm analyzing data, I don't need like a 10-page document or 15-page document to go through it to analyze it. No, if I can summarize it in data to be able to know this is what is happening over a period of time, or the kind of products that people are interested in, or the kind of, I mean, the time when people are usually online, if I can represent that visually, that works out for me. All right. Then the kind of benefits you get when you're looking at insights. The first thing, you're able to identify market trends. All right. You're able to know what's trending right now, what trended last year, at what time did that particular, if it is a product trend, all right. So you're able to understand trends over time. Then you're able to understand your user experience. All right. You're able to know your customer journey. Basically, you're able to know the processes that they go through, the steps that they go through, right, to before they convert with you, right? Then you're also able to know the kind of content that your audience likes. What kind of content do they like? All right. Then you're able to, know the kind of content that you can share more to increase more engagement. Remember, I said the more the engagement, the highly likely your customers are to convert with you, right? Then be flexible. If I made a marketing plan or a digital marketing for my business for maybe quarter two, it does not mean that that is what should be done word for word, that it's cast in stone. No, I can look at the first month of quarter two and I see that this is not working out for me. This is the digital marketing plan that I had for quarter two, and it's only 1 month, and I only have like 3 new followers, 4 new followers, but that's not my target. All right. So if I'm not able to achieve my target with this same strategy, can I tweak a few things here and there to ensure that I'm making the best out of the marketing platforms, or I'm leveraging the marketing platforms in the way that I should? All right. So that's important. That's the most important thing of how to look at your insights. Are we together? Peggy said, I asked if my customers are satisfied with my product. It's important. All right. It's important to know if your customers are satisfied, because if they're not satisfied, they will not come back to buy from you. That's a fact. Right. Then Blessing says, what is their interest? What do they like? Because if you know your customers likes their interests, then you're able to know what to offer them. All right. Even when you're having discussions with them, you're able to know what the discussion is about. All right. Then Igwe says, I ask if they're satisfied with the product or service and their reviews to make me Sorry, let me just to make I can't see the word, to make me satisfy them more. Yes. So you're able to know their feedback, right? If they feel you can do better, maybe they're giving you feedback about maybe you can include multiple payment options so that you don't just depend on maybe POS or cash. You can also decide on mobile. That's mobile payments. All right. So they tell you maybe you need to incorporate mobile payments on your cash out. All right. So that's something you can also consider for your business. Are we together? That's why it's important to look at data, collect feedback, and reviews from your clients. Are we together up to that point? And I hope we are together. If you're not together, you can let me know. I think I'm a little bit lost. So maybe I can explain a few things here and there to make it more clear. Any question? Any questions so far? If there's no question, you can also tell me no question. It's better than silence, for sure. It's better than silence. Any question? Thank you, Simply. Simply is also there, responding to questions and answers and inquiries, offering clarity on anything you might need clarity on. Any question? Let's have a minute for that, or 30 seconds rather. If there are no questions, you can also drop an emoji. If you drop me an emoji, I'll be able to know. You can drop me an emoji, so I'm able to know we are good, we are together. You can let me know if we are good, we are together. Thank you, Innocent. You can drop me an emoji as well to let me know that we are together. Thank you, Innocent, for your feedback. I appreciate. Thank you so, so much. And I hope you're enjoying the session and you like the session. Okay. All right. I'll pick. Thank you, Peggy, for that. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Chibuzo. Thank you for the emoji. I appreciate. All right. So let's move on now to the last part of the data, identifying the best tools to use to collect that information. Remember, we looked at the RAIN acronym. So the RAIN acronym helps you to know the kind of questions to ask your clients dependent on your objective. So RAIN, the R is for reach. If my objective is to increase my reach, what question do I need to ask in regards? All right. Engagement. All right. My objective is to increase my engagement. What questions do I need to ask? All right. Activate. I need to know if my clients, when they come to my page, are taking the actions that are valuable for my business. And then the last one, nurture. Am I retaining my clients? Are they coming back? All right. Because if they're coming back, I'm definitely doing something correct. All right. So thank you, Nelly, Ibrahim, and Anthea. I appreciate. Now, the last part of the class. Have you ever used any tool to gain insights before? I want to see now. Have you ever used any insights, any tool, right? Have you ever used any tool, right, to gain insights before? If you have your social media pages, do you look at the insights, the analytics from your Facebook Business Manager? Thank you, Blessing. All right. If I have a website, do I look at the Google Analytics to know the behavior of people when they come to my website? I created the Google Business Profile. It was verified, right? Do I look at the analytics to know that to know how my profile is performing? But the fact that I have the fact that I created the social media page and website, that's just it. All right. So what I'm trying to tell us in this class really is it does not end having accounts on social media. It does not end at creating profiles. It does not end at having websites. You need to be able to look at data. If it is weekly, bi-weekly, or per month, you can even look at the data per month. In this month, if you're making Facebook posts, if you go to the Facebook Business Manager, the analytics, you're able to see this month I posted maybe 15 times. Okay. From the 15 times, you're able to know. And it just gives you that data. It tells you your best performing content, your least performing content. It shows you, all right? Then your engagement rate, all right? Impressions on your page. How many new followers did I get this month? You get all that data, all right? So don't just end it at having this account. No, all right? Angela says, I usually check the insights on my FB page to see which post did well. Correct. All right. Then if you're doing static images or you're doing video posts or you're doing blogs, and I mean, this is just a repetition of something that I've said before. All right. And I see that my video content is usually the one getting impressions, more likes, more comments. As much as I will be integrating these other different types of content, I probably might need to add a bit more video posts. All right. So it's very, very important. It's very, very important. Now, some of the tools that you can use. If you're on social media, all right, you can look at the different, the analytics tools from the different social media. Like I said, if you've linked your Facebook and Instagram, you can get that data from the Facebook Business Manager, but there's still the Instagram analytics. There's LinkedIn analytics, and all these are free tools, literally free tools. All right. So you can't say that, I don't have the resources to pay. They're free. All right. You just need to know what these tools are and how to use these tools. All right. Then on Google search, all right. If you're, organic search, so you're not doing any paid advertising, but you've been running as SEO, that's search engine optimization. We looked about what search engine optimization was in the second class, right? And we said the Google Search Console. So when you have a website, you've linked your website with the Google Search Console. You're able to know, and you've been doing SEO on your website. You're able to know if I incorporated 6 new keywords on my website onto the content, and these keywords are basically the kind of search queries that people use to either search for a product or service, right? So if I did my keyword research, and you can do your keyword research on what are some of the tools that you can use for keyword research? You can use the Google Ads Keyword Planner, right? There's the Google Ads Keyword Planner you can use to do your keyword research or your competitor analysis. You can use Google Trends to do your keyword research. You can use Google search, and all these are free. So if you want to go to Google Trends, you can use trends.google.com. That's the link, trends.google.com, and Simply will share this in the chat section. Trends.google.com. So you can use that to do your keyword research, or you can use the Google Ads Keyword Planner. Let's see if I have the link with me. Let me see if I have the link that I can share with you. Okay. I don't have the link, unfortunately. But you can go to trends.google.com to do your keyword research, or you can go to the Google Ads Keyword Planner, or you can use Google Search. All right. So the Google Search Console lets you know I incorporated 6 new keywords on my website. All right. What is the performance of those keywords? So when you're looking at the Google Search Console, you see that 20 people came to my website using this keyword. This is the search term that they used, and it's the same search term that I have on my website. So 20 people came to my website from this keyword. All right. Then maybe out of the 5 keywords, you find that one of the keywords, maybe one person used that keyword. So obviously, that's not a well optimized keyword if it's only bringing one person to your site. So do I need to change this, remove this, and incorporate more keywords, or I can just work with the 4 first keywords, right? Then there's the Google Business Profile, all right? Remember, when we were looking at the recap of last session, we said the Google Business Profile is a free tool that helps you enhance your presence on search and maps, all right? So you're able to know how well are you performing on search from the analytics of your Google Business Profile, all right? In terms of, did people come to my website using my business name? Did they come to my website using these keywords? What keywords did they use, right? So that's how you can get that information. And if you have your website, you link it with the Google Analytics, right? So let me see if they link to the trends.google.com. Thank you, Simplis. So Simplis has posted the link to the trends tool that you can use for your Google search. Now, he'll also share the link with to get started with your Google business profile, and this was shared in the last class. So we are just resharing it. All right. Then there's also the link to get started with your Google Search Console. He's going to post all those. The link to the Google Search Console, the link to the Google Business Profile, and then the link to the Google Analytics. All right. So you want to know, what do people do when they come to your website? That's the information you get from your Google Analytics. All right. 100 people came to your website. What did they do? All right. Did they just come to your homepage and leave? All right, did they do anything meaningful on your website? If you're an e-commerce website, all right, which products did they add to their cart? All right, I have 50 people who came to the checkout, and only 5 out of the 50 checked out successfully. So why do I have 45 people filling carts and not checking out? Do I need to send email reminders to them to remind them to, complete the checkout process? Or is there something wrong with my checkout process that I need to improve on? All right. So you see all this information. You don't just wake up and decide, um, you know what? I'll have a website. Then you get the website, fine, right? Then you wake up and decide, uh, I need to include a visa payment as part of my checkout process. But you've not looked at data whether your clients prefer visa payments or mobile money payments. All right. So that's why some decisions you need to look at data. Then, if I ran search engine marketing, I ran ads, all right. How did the ad perform? So remember, with digital marketing, you pay for the actions that happen on. You pay for actions, right? That are variable to you depending on the kind of objective that you had when you're running the ad. If you ran an ad on lead generation, you pay for the amount of leads you get. If you ran an ad for conversion, you pay for the amount of acquisition that you get. All right. If you paid for awareness, you pay on the amount. If you ran an ad on awareness, you pay on the amount of clicks you got on your ad. All right. If also ran an ad on awareness, you pay for, that's the CPM, cost per mil, cost per thousand impressions. How many impressions did I get? I got 500 impressions. You pay for that. That's the best thing with digital marketing. All right. So you're able to know how your ad performed. All right. Vis-a-vis the amount of money that you put in. All right. I've talked about the Facebook insights. How many views did you get on that page? How many likes did you get? Your best performing content, fast performing content, your page, the new followers that you got, all this information you can get from your Facebook page. All right. So when you go to your Facebook Business Manager, you see there's a page notification insights. You click on the insights part. All right. You click on the insights. That you can see the arrow is clearly pointing to get insights on your page. All right. Then the Google Search Console. All right. When you go, and all these links have been shared in the chat section. So I hope you've copied those links. All right. You're able to know the performance of your if it's keywords or the content on your website. And the best thing with the Google Search Console, if there's a page on your website that is not getting traction, all right, it gives you an alert and it tells you this page needs to be optimized. Do you understand? So you're able to know, I need to work on this page on my site. You get alerts of keywords that are not working out well for you, pages that are not well optimized, right? Then the Google My Business, I've really talked about this. From the Google Business Analytics, you're able to get data. Who came to your profile? How did they come to your profile? What did they do when they come to your profile? Did they go to your website? Did they call you? You're able to get all this information. And the link, the Google Business Profile has been shared in the chat section. All right. then you want to know the behavior of people when they come to your website, right? You use the Google Analytics, all right? Like I said, and I repeat, it does not just end at having a website, at creating social media pages, at creating a Google business profile. You need to be doing your monitoring and evaluation. It's just like in project management. You plan for a project, you implement the project, the project comes to an end, you do your monitoring and evaluation. And the monitoring and evaluation is periodic, right? You don't just monitor and evaluate at the end. All right, you need to be doing it if it's per week, per month. All right, so basically I've wrapped up everything about data and insights. Do we have any question? Do we have any question? I think I've wrapped up on data and insights. Any questions so far? Did you like the class? Did you enjoy the class? Was the class meaningful? Let me know in the chat section. Did you like the class? Did you enjoy the class? Do you have any question, anything you need clarity on? Please let me know. Please let me know. And also make sure you fill in the attendance form. Very, very important. Make sure you fill in the attendance form. Sorry, why am I saying LinkedIn? Simplest will share the attendance form. Please make sure you fill in the attendance form and fill in with the correct name of how you want your name to appear on your certificate. All right. And make sure that you pick the correct topic. And the topic today is using data and insights to grow your business. All right. So please, 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 simply please share the attendance form. Thank you so much, Innocent. Innocent says, yes, I love the class. Very clear. Thank you so much for that feedback. Any further feedback, please drop your comments in the chat section. Simply, please drop the attendance form so that we have, thank you so much. Thank you. That's the attendance form. So also make sure you fill in your attendance form. Let me try and pin it on the screen. So please fill the attendance form with your correct name, all right? Your correct name as you would want for it to appear on your certificate. And the topic for today was using data and insights to grow your business. All right? So visualize and analyze your data. All right? Remember, I talked about, so when you're dropping your comments, please make sure, I'm sorry, I know I've gone a bit over time. I'm so sorry for that. I think I took a lot of time going over our recap of last session. All right? But this is just an example of how you can visualize your data. Remember, we said you need to use graphs, if it's pie charts, because visual information, it's more clear and easier to understand than me having to read a lot of words, like you're giving me a 10-page report, 15-page report of your social media page. No, just visualize it in graphs, and then you can put it maybe in a PowerPoint presentation. All right. So the best thing about this is you don't need to create the graphs yourself from scratch. When you go to Google Analytics, you want to look at your geomap, all right? That is assuming your business is in different locations, right? You just get visual images, all right? You're able to get all this data from the dashboards. You don't need to create this yourself, all right? Then this is basically how the Google Analytics dashboard looks like. All right. Then the link to getting set up with your Google Analytics was also shared in the chat section, right? All right. So when you're continuing with the class, we're also looking at, when you're wrapping up with the questions, we're also looking at how to get set up with the Google Analytics account. So you go to analytics.google.com, but remember, you only need to create a Google Analytics account if you have a website, because it gives you data on your website. All right. So create your analytics account. Then what is the name? Name it. All right. When you're creating a name, it's like when you're creating a Facebook business page, page? What is your business name, right? So I'm creating this analytics account to be able to know about how my website is performing. Maybe my business name is Beryl's Organic Shop, right? So I'll name my account Beryl's Organic Shop, all right? Then I'm in the, what industry am I in? I'm in the manufacturing industry. Sometimes you might find that on the drop down, your industry is not there, right? So just click the industry that is closely related to your own industry, right? Then you need to put a tracking code, all right, on your analytics. So this tracking code, you can get it from, you need to have a tracking code on the pages of your website that you want to track. Assuming my website has 6 pages, maybe there's the products page, about us page, contact us page, gallery page, and maybe my product page, all right? So I feel like I need to track maybe my product page, right? And I need to track my contact us page because I want to know how many people are contacting me and I want to know how many people visited my product page, right? So I will put a tracking code on these specific pages on my website. And the best person who can help you with this is a web developer can help you with it, right? So I need to track this specific page on my website, right? Remember, digital marketing is very targeted. I can't just say, I'm tracking my website. Okay, so how can you just be tracking your website? Which pages on your website do you feel are more useful, right? So I want to know about how many people came to my product page, how many people filled their cart, did they check out, how many people filled our inquiry form, how many people got to a contact us page and called us. So I need to input a tracking code on these pages on my website, all right? Then when I'm doing my reporting, I need to segregate my reports into different topics to make it easier for people to understand. Even if I'm doing a presentation, maybe I'm doing a presentation to potential investors, I'm doing presentation to my employees, all right? I mean, it needs to be, it's like writing a composition. There's the introduction, there's the body, and then conclusion. So I need to have topics, all right, areas of reporting. So I need to understand my audience, right? Who are these people, right? Then the acquisition, how did they find me? What did they do, right? And then did they take actions that are valuable to me? So, and it's easy. All this, it's very easy because from your analytics, you can actually see that it has been broken down for you. So you don't have a lot of work. All you need to do is make sure that you prepare a systematic report, that all this data, it has been broken out down for you. The graphs are there for you. So it's just your presentation that is the main thing that you need to do. Are we together? All right, all right, all right. Thank you. I can see that we've liked the session, and I hope that you filled in your attendance form. I hope you filled in your attendance form. Okay. Thank you, Igwe. Igwe says the class today was educative. So make sure you fill in the form. Make sure if you want to learn more, you feel like there's still more you need to learn, you can go to learndigital.withgoogle.com. Then you can follow us on our social media channels to learn more. You can follow us on our social media channels, get updates on new trainings, know what we are doing. So that's Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter at Impact Hub. All right. Thank you all so much for joining today's class. It was a pleasure being here. It was a pleasure being your trainer, and I hope we've enjoyed the session. Bye. Bye, guys. Thank you. Yes, and much love to you. Is this how it is? Much love to you. Thank you so much. Bye.